the more things change, the more they seem to say the same, right? Last year, I did a video very similar to the one I'm going to be doing today because CBS just loves attention, and CBS loves the attention of Philadelphia Eagles fans because they say the dumbest stuff when it comes to us. So, we're going to talk about their redraft of the 2021 draft. As you all know, the Eagles went ahead and drafted the wide receiver we all been waiting for. You know, Devonta Smith has been everything and more than we wanted. And apparently, CBS thinks that it wasn't the pick that we should have made. So, we're going to talk about who they think we should take. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So, like I said, today I do want to talk about the redraft that CBS put out, I think 2 days ago now. Basically going over the 2021 draft and who they would have taken. I'm not going to go through the whole draft. I'm literally just keying on the idiocracy that is our pick. I don't know who works at CBS, and I hope that you're watching this, but how? How do you even come to this conclusion is my question. But before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family, because we're calling these guys out all year, and it's going to be great. So let's just get right into it. Like I said, it was Devonta Smith. So they had us taking a Smith, if that makes anything feel better, but it is Trey Smith, an offensive lineman. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know much about Trey Smith, but offensive line was not a need last year. Offensive line is not a need this year. When we took Landon Dickerson in the second round, a lot of us were like, you know, I know a lot of it had to do with the injury, but some of it was like we could have gotten a position of need. And, you know, we were looking at a linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. We were looking at Asante Samuels. We were looking at different guys that could have stepped in and helped our defense, you know, and we took an offensive lineman in the second. It worked out. Landon Dickerson is a great player, so I'm not mad about it. But how in the world? How in the world? Not just that you don't give us Devonta Smith, you put Devonta Smith the pick right after us. Where does that make sense? Where does this make sense? You're telling me that Devonta Smith was not a perfect fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you had Devonta Smith going higher, then maybe we can have this conversation of us taking an offensive lineman, maybe something else. You know, by this time, Micah Parsons was off. Obviously, Jamar Chase was off. There was a lot of big Rashawn Slater was off. You know, a lot of big names that came off the board already at this point. But if Devonta Smith was one of them, then I understand that's not picking him, you know? But Devonta Smith wasn't. For you to literally say that you would go to the next pick, that the Philadelphia Eagles are that dumb, this is honestly what I feared. You know what I'm saying? As an Eagles fan, last year, this is what I feared, that a player of Devonta, and I know hindsight is 2020, so I'm not sitting here saying that I knew he was going to be. I did kind of know he was going to be great. I didn't think he would be, I'm not surprised with his season this year. I'm trying to be humble, but realistically, I'm not that surprised with his season this year. I think we all knew he had talent, a Heisman winner coming into the NFL with amazing route running ability. I mean, we knew something was going to happen. And honestly, I felt like he was even held a little bit back by the quarterback play. So that's neither here nor there. But look, Devonta Smith was the perfect pick for us. There is nothing that you can tell me that makes this make sense to me. There's nothing. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trey Smith, offensive lineman, 6'6". It looks like he's an outside guy. They're saying he's an interior guy. I don't know who the heck he is, honestly, and maybe you can roast me in the comments for that. I really don't care. But you're telling me that Devonta Smith would slip past our grasp. CBS had an opportunity to just pat us on the back and say, you know what? Philly made a good choice right here. Philly took the best player available right here. Instead, they had to make a slight, I feel like. CBS just likes to say stupid stuff. CBS likes, like I said in the beginning, they like attention. Because this makes zero sense. This is just to get a headline. This is just to put Devonta Smith not to the Eagles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? This makes zero sense. Just like PFF, even though I got friends over there for that run the PFF Philly Twitter and everything. So mad love to them. You know, I've talked to them before. We've worked before, but they're kind of, you know, clickbaiting this whole Russell Wilson thing, as a lot of people are, as I have, right? You know, I mean, it is what it is. But this is the ultimate clickbait for you to not just be able to give us our flowers and say Philly. Great job, man. Great job. Good pick. Good pick. No, we're gonna give you an offensive lineman that we don't need. that we don't need. Yes, this year maybe we need a little bit of help in the interior. Maybe we could use a center. Maybe we could use a guard in this draft. But last year, no. Last year, we really didn't even need Landon Dickerson. Having Landon Dickerson helped us out tremendously. Don't get me wrong. You know, with Isaac Seumalo going down and obviously Brandon Brooks being hurt for so long, it obviously worked out tremendously, and I'm not mad about that pick. But you can make an argument that that was a talent pick over a need pick, which I'm not mad at. You know, I'm not upset about that at all. Don't get me wrong. But come on, man. Like, I really don't even know. Like, I'm trying to make it make sense in my head. But how does it make sense that we didn't make the perfect selection? I think that this is the ego, and I didn't know that he was 170. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize he was that light, which is crazy. I thought he was around like 180, 190 to be honest, but 170 is crazy. But either way, Devonta Smith was the guy. Devonta Smith would be the guy if we redrafted. If we stood at 12 at least. If we stood at 6, I'm looking at Micah. If we stood at 6, I'm trying to think of who was there. You know, it obviously depends on who really, you know, falls to you. Would you take a Jalen Waddle over a Devonta Smith? I don't know. I don't think I would. Honestly, I think that I like Devonta Smith. I think that he's more of what we need. I know that it's not a huge size difference. Obviously, he's only 170. But, you know, the 6 foot, he's able to play outside. He's proven that he can play outside. Jalen Waddle is a playmaker. Jalen Waddle is a very great good wide receiver. But I just like who we have. I like, maybe it's the you know, bias in me. Maybe it's the recency bias. Maybe it's the I've seen more of Devonta Smith now than I have of Jalen Waddle. But 10 out of 10 times I am taking Devonta Smith, and I am not one to pat Howie Roseman on the back, and that's what I'm doing right now. When you look at this redraft, and maybe if you guys want a full video of the whole actual redraft, maybe I'll do that. You know, just let me know in the comments. But you know, if you look back at this draft, he made the perfect selection. If I went back and redrafted this, I'm not choosing anybody else. And I'm definitely not choosing an offensive lineman. I'm just not. You know, Trey Smith can be great. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Usually I do my research on people, but I just don't care. Like, you're not telling me that Devonta Smith was not the perfect pick. You're just not. Tell me if I'm bugging, y'all. Please tell me if I'm bugging, because this got me upset this morning, and maybe a little bit too upset. Maybe I'm bugging out a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm upset. So you guys let me know what you think. Do you think that Devonta Smith was the guy at number 12, or we ended up, you know, moving to 12. Do you think he was the guy we should have picked, or would you have taken Trey Smith? Would you have taken somebody else at that spot? I need to know, because this is actually a interesting question that is now brought up. I don't think, and I never thought of this before I looked at this list, but I really don't think that there's a guy out there I would have taken in the first round that wasn't already taken over Devonta Smith. So again, like I said, please let me know what you're thinking. How do you feel? Who would you have taken? But other than that, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's going to be. It's Fly Goes Fly, and I got to find my outro. Peace! Everywhere, this is for you! Fly Goes Fly, on the team, touchdown, touchdown,